More than 7 million pounds of the popular boar's head deli meat has been recalled after a deadly food poisoning outbreak in the U.S. 3 people have now died in a Listeria food poisoning outbreak, and officials announced the overall number of people who got sick rose to 43. Boar's Head already faces 2 lawsuits over this outbreak, one in a Missouri courtroom, the other a class action suit in the federal court in New York. The meat was distributed to stores nationwide, and consumers should not eat the recalled meats, either discard them or return them to the store for a refund.
Kind of like good food prep behaviors are helpful in reducing listeria risk. But for this specific outbreak, hopefully all the contaminated deli meat is off the shelves. And if you bought boar's head recently, just double check, before you make that ham or turkey sandwich.